ToRaH Garden, speaking the absolute truth. ToRaH Nation.
Stay in the middle 2 lanes.
Shalom, 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 Yashar and Yahudah. Grafted in Gentiles into the body of HaMashiach. And we praise Yahudah for the witness. The RUACH, that's the water and the blood. Listen, Yahudah demands righteousness. Right? Yahudah is not flexible with your sin. Right? He demands righteousness. He demands that you keep his commandments. Right?
Stay in the right 2 lanes.
They're not open for debate. They're not subject to interpretation. Yahuwah's Torah is his word, and he demands righteousness. Right? He demands obedience. And regardless of what you have taught and been taught in other religions, namely Christianity, because Christianity and Catholicism is probably the most liberal, have become the most liberal. But the idea is that Yahudah demands obedience. You just can't live any kind of way and expect that Yahudah is just going to swoop in and allow the atonement of his son to be trampled underfoot. That's not a thing. That's not real. In Hebraic traditions and customs, right? Yahudah gave us an atonement. He didn't even give it to the world. He gave it to us. Yashar and Yahudah, an atonement. Okay, so let me backtrack. Yahudah gave the world an atonement. He did. He gave the world the atonement after the flood. He told Noah told his sons to observe the commandments of Yahudah and walk in obedience, keep his Shabbat, his feast days, and make sure that you keep atonement once a year for the sins of the people, right? And they said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. But this soon changed well after, at the onset of his getting older, Noah, and at his death, it became obvious to him and to Yahudah that they weren't going to do it. They were going to do the same things that were done before the flood, right? They're going to serve other elves. They're going to commit fornication. They're going to commit adultery. They're going to do all the G4202. They're going to shed innocent blood, right? And because of these things, there was not an animal. There was not a sacrifice. They couldn't drink blood. Because atonement is required for sins to be remitted. There has to be the shedding of blood. And if you position yourself so that you cannot attain a blood atonement, then guess what? You can't be his. You could never be his. Hence the reason why in Ezra it says that, the other nations are to you as spittle, right? They're of no value because they are not under an atonement, right? Now, we have been taught that we are free to do what we want just as long as we repent. They make They make sinning okay, just as long as you repent, right? But in the Hebraic religion, or not even religion, because we ain't even remotely a religion, in the Hebraic way, right? The Hebraic way, which is ToRaH. The Hebraic way is ToRaH and obedience to ToRaH. In the Hebraic way, we understand that Yahuwah demands righteousness, right? He upholds his end of a covenant, and we have a requirement to uphold our end. Hence, the children of Yashar did not do that. And as a result, the children of Yashar went into captivity, right? They went into bondage. They are in the lands of their captivity to this day, waiting for Yahuwah to buy them. Because Yahuwah said no man would buy you. He was going to redeem you. So we have a people, right, who have to, in order to receive this deliverance, have to turn to Yahuwah through faith in Hamashiach Yahusha and live righteously. Living righteously is walking in compliance with ToRaH, which is obeying ToRaH. Now, in Christianity, they tell you that you don't have to keep the law. All you need to do is keep the law of love, right? Just love Yahuwah and love your neighbor, right? Okay. Well, that demonstration of love to Yahuwah has everything to do with obedience, right? Yahuwah's love language is obedience, right? So you demonstrate your love for Yahuwah not because you feel ooh and ah, ooh, I feel so much love for Yahuwah, ooh. No, it's because your demonstration of obedience reflects your love to him. So when he speaks in reference to loving Yahuwah, he speaks in reference to obeying his commandments. Yahuwah shows mercies unto thousands of them that love him and keep, right? So the and keep is a direct consequences of his recognizing your love to him, right? So when Yahuwah demands righteousness, the righteousness that he demands comes from this seat or this place of obedience, right? You just can't live any kind of way and do any and everything and just expect to just come to Yahuwah on a Sunday, right, and ask Yahuwah to forgive you, and then Yahuwah just says, okay, it's all good, because you asked me to forgive you, and then I'm going to forgive you.
Keep left onto US 19 North.
No, Yahuwah expects a demonstration of obedience. And obedience is a reflection of righteousness. So, if you want to please Yahuwah, if you want to demonstrate your love for Yahuwah, if you want to be that example of righteousness, then you have to keep his commandments. You have to walk in obedience, because that's Yahuwah's love language. Right? You have to demonstrate righteousness through obedience. There is no other way for you to demonstrate to Yahuwah your righteousness.
Use the left 2 lanes to keep left onto US 19
without demonstrating obedience to his ToRaH. Right? Because
keep left.
That's righteousness. So when
in about 2.5 miles, merge onto I-275 North.
When you're playing games, because that's what it is you're playing games, you're not serious, you don't really love Yahuwah, right? You love your flesh, you love your appetites, you love your desires, you love those things that bring you personal fulfillment and pleasure. And they may come very well at the expense of your obedience to Yahuwah. Right? And if you can't be obedient to Yahuwah, then guess what? You can't demonstrate his righteousness. You have to understand that righteousness is established in your obedience. And it's not a hard thing to obey Yahuwah in this witness. Yahuwah has given you everything you need, right, to demonstrate his obedience. He's given you everything you need in the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood,
I-275 north,
to cause you to establish a consistent pattern of obedience. You have in this witness a heart change. This heart change positions you, right, to be able to keep a ToRaH, to be able to keep a commandment, to be a reflection unto Yahuwah of love in obedience, and a demonstration of his love to you. So, man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen, hear the word of Yahuwah. You just can't live any kind of way
use the middle 2 lanes to merge onto
and
I-275
expect
north.
that you're pleasing Yahuwah. You are deceiving yourself.
Continue straight.
You are deceived. If you feel that you can continue in sin and that somehow Yahuwah is cool with it, you have deceived yourself. You've been deceived and tricked. Yahuwah demands righteousness. Righteousness is non-negotiable. Obedience unto Yahuwah is a non-negotiable. You have to obey Yahuwah's ToRaH. You have to obey Yahuwah's commandments. You have to. It's not open for negotiation. It's not. Righteousness and obedience unto Yahuwah and his ToRaH is non-negotiable.
In about 16 miles, keep left toward Tampa.
It's non-negotiable. You cannot expect anything from Yahuwah if you don't love him through obedience and keep his commandments. You just can't. It ain't gonna work for you. It ain't gonna work for you. Right? It's not gonna work for you. You have to obey Yahuwah. Your demonstration has to be obedience. And that's a representation of his righteousness. So, man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. Woman of Yahuwah, beautifully and wonderfully made. Yahuwah's favored blessings be upon you. And hear the word of Yahuwah, right? Yahuwah demands righteousness, right? Yahuwah demands you to be righteous. I'm trying to stick to this so quickly. Oh well. He demands your obedience. And because he does, right, you can't give him anything less, because he won't accept it. So, with that I say shalom, 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 and be blessed.
ToRaH Garden, speaking the absolute truth. ToRaH Nation.